round 5. Cloud9, Astralis, and it is Magisk and the boys to the T side first.
Oh yeah, so here we are on Dust 2, a map that we know Astralis have in their pockets. This is going to be a strong match for sure from both sides, I think. The CT side for Cloud9 will be quite interesting. We don't know what setups they'll attempt to use. We know that they have a caveat because they have Kiyoshima. I know they've actually seriously considered Kiyoshima's future on this team, even though he's a player that would bring them into the EU minors, but that is just goes to show you how much of an impact and imprint he's had on this roster. And
oh man, we're gonna start this one off fast. Flush has got dual Berettas, but it's Astralis with a couple of kills. Sure enough, cut down. We just talked about him. Kiyoshima here behind the new box. Automatics, the snake in the grass. Tries to execute Magisk. His position now is going to be called. And sure enough, he's down. It's Astralis staring a pistol round in the face.
Yeah, it was a fast B hit. Initially, the nades go down. The bomb has been planted, leaving Golden the 1v3. The man who was sick just yesterday and dead today. Instantly, Astralis win the wife around and, or the first pistol, excuse me. I'm flubbing all kinds of words at the moment, but it all goes down on Banana. That's where a lot of the action will happen on this match, pistol round or not. And we know that one of the first signs we saw from Astralis in all their online matches in the previous season were them using these amazing grenades, and a lot of them came down from their CT side setups on Inferno. I believe that's where it started, honestly. And so there's definitely a lot of ways that you can dodge them. We know that if you're smart enough, being able to outpatience them is huge. Knowing when the timings are, and that's kind of all it takes at times, but still, it's gonna be hard. They can get creative, they can throw awkward timings in, and they can make magic happen.
Oh, just looking to make mincemeat of Cloud9 this round. Look at the assortment of SMGs we have in play. It's been a while since I saw a Bison. Device dinked up towards Banana. He falls back into mid. It looks like Astralis are just gonna try to split this. It's actually a one-pronged assault. Everybody out from balcony. Rush inside of the corner, but what's he gonna do with this USP? Absolutely nothing. Astralis started to pick up pieces, and as it should be, conversions off the pistol.
Yeah, Hall's Pop is very common to see when you want it, that a team has to take a small risk. Sometimes you see someone has a force up. Here on an Antico, why not go ahead and clean up? Jumping all out of the halls with just a singular flash is all it takes. That God Flash off the chimney can really just seal it up, and Astralis definitely off to a hot start. Minimal losses on that round. Cloud9 will buy up into this. We know that this is how the meta has presented itself, that it's so appealing for the CTs to just save one, go into the full rifle setup to follow up, and sometimes there are a few too many players who don't have head armor. In this situation, it's only rush, so the SMGs that play for Astralis might count as a negative. We'll soon find out.
Consistent trend of hitting Banana first and foremost, looking to get their feet on the ground before Cloud9 even have a grasp of the situation. And it's no stranger to us, the utility usage of Astralis is always something you have to praise. And it's with those utilities that they've gotten this Banana control. They're gonna transition immediately into the hit, and Glaive just with the drive-by finds Golden first. Kiyoshima tries to get in, and he is denied entry.
And just like that,
smoke. Wow, look at this all.
Right, that's all it takes. Sometimes the round can be won just off the back of those two entries, and it was very clear. They wanted to sneak up to the top of Banana. They were hoping there was going to be little resistance. They were met with little resistance, and then they just threw a simple Molotov. They creeped up. They pushed through their own smoke. Totally caught Golden off guard. Immediately got in the sight. There was no problem from there on in, and I like that. The fact that they had low, not very good weapons. They decided to keep it to minimal utility, and then they also have minimal losses. So this is a huge L for Cloud9 to lose to a round like this, and now Astralis are still on the hunt. Your job is never done here on T side.
Oh, Glaive caught by Rush, sure, but Dupree's here. He could get himself a little more. I mean, wow, that's close. Incredibly close with the damage in the end, but it is at least one further player cleared. So the double M4 grandfathered forward for Cloud9, that's all they'll get.
Yeah, unfortunately for them. And at least they get to go ahead and try again on this with a couple of rifle rounds they have. Don't know if there's going to be a reinvestment into the fourth. But again, this crazy aggressive entry from Glaive was all it took for them. So soon we'll find out if there is going to be a minimal investment, if it's going to be a full rifle buy-up. And it looks like they've got a similar buy to what Astralis were working with last round.
Oh, again, we're going to get now Cloud9 trying to bite back. A quick clash down banana, Kiyashima with an opening kill. So let's see how Astralis work once they're man down, because we've seen them in charge of every situation thus far. And they're definitely playing with that faster pace. Dupree attempts to duel from Boiler, and it costs him his life. But we've got Zipx up next, charges out, and it is shut down. This is looking like a clean round from Cloud9.
Yeah, we know the flash was effective there. Rush just held on to his recoil control, stood in the Molotov, went for the spray. He's actually got out of dodge as well, and Glaive wants to pick apart this crossfire, but there are 3 CTs here, and Magix is the first one to take action.
Right, and the more things slow down, I think the more comfortable Astralis are gonna get into this. Glaive's gonna charge by the smoke, can't manage that narrow headshot angle, so sure enough, it's Cloud9 with their first round. And that's going to be AKs picked up, swapping out those SMGs, kind of getting rid of the limitations that their buy had on them.
Yeah, no, it's a huge victory for them. And again, it would have been a force-up that would have caused an eco if they couldn't win it. And they win it convincingly. So Astralis go back to basics. They tried that hall pop one more time just to make up for losing that initial entry. And you like the way that Cloud9 approached banana control with Kiyashima going down first, the deep smoke, and it's cool to see how he's going to be weaponized. We haven't had the pleasure of seeing him play too often yet. And now Astralis, what do? We're seeing Astralis actually throw this Molotov that Cloud9 are throwing here. They're going to couple it with a smoke and take mid control.
This aggression has managed them another 5v4, the second round in a row. Device burning in the corner, lucky to be alive. But Glaive's about to pop up like a whack-a-mole. Turns his head right, and that's going to be the double, you'd think. He is denied after only one. It's automatic that's gotten the job done. And it is just the pistol players left for Astralis, but pistols can be enough.
Sometimes they can. Bomb left all the way back in spawn, but with a minute 16 up, they have tons of options, different ways to play this. Dupree even recovers his AK. So CTs are spread out in the typical plays. They've got 2 in A to cover these wide choke points, make sure no one can split B, and they have 1 anchoring the B site who will probably play to stay alive and get a free kill if it's handed to him. But Astralis have plans to move into the more fortified plays. Rush to take first contact.
It's a duel that Dupree could win, but he's not going to give chase just yet. There's still time for them to bide. 40 seconds left. Very little HP for Device to try and work with here. He wraps around on Arch. It's a 1v1 versus Golden, who's actually out in the open. Peek right now. There it is. Device has managed to keep this even keel. 2 versus 2, 20 seconds up. And the question is, where is Rush? Well, he's up and above, sitting on the balcony. On top of the fence of all places, there's the first one from him. It's traded back, and it's all on Device to clutch this. You'd think surely not. But the thing is, with all this time, Mohan, he's going to get a chance to reposition.
He can get the optimal after plant spot, and yeah, he planted default, but it's going to be unknown as to Kiyashima how that'll be abused. And you know, you can have tricky engagements. Player can be opposite default, and he's going to walk up mid with very little information and also very little time.
And all Device is relying on is his aim. If Keo walks right in, his head could be taken clean off. Device with the shot, but it's Keo with the duel in his back pocket. Cloud9, a second round.
Yeah, we saw how clutch they were versus MIBR yesterday on this map. Device was definitely putting up numbers in that regard, but with 17 HP, how can you expect that of him? Right. I know we all wanted it to happen, but it couldn't today, and so Astralis don't pull out this round, but they didn't have the greatest guns to work with. I'd say it's still a win in some regards. And it's interesting to see how Match just came flying through the smoke at lower mid, even though the smoke was down, as if he was trying to call out some kind of bluff. So I think Cloud9 are definitely studied, prepared for this match. Clearly have a game plan coming into it. Put Astralis back on the pistols. They've got a couple of flashes on Glaive, the mastermind of Astralis. What will he come up with this time? Again, they've abused the Hall's pop more than once. Here it looks like they've turned their attention to mid. Cloud9 are fully well aware of what might be coming.
Taking a page out of the book of Astralis, this grenade damage is substantial. Flusha tries to follow it up with a little bit of spam, but you don't want to get too close to these pistols, and especially not when they're in the hands of Astralis.
Absolutely not, and there's still options here. The time is ticked down. A little bit of nade damage has been dealt. I think Cloud9 have done their job in the setup phase of the round with the HEs. But Astralis, the whole while, have held on to these flashbangs.
That one flashbang does push Golden off the corner. Comes back in, but only for one. That's an efficient trade frag. And right now, that rotation's coming quickly from Cloud9, but Astralis can be one step quicker if they clear the coffins first. Keo with a second kill already. A swift headshot puts Dupree down. And over the shoulder, he even finds Magis.
Okay.
What a play from Kiyashima.
Yeah, he's trying to find a new roster. He is clearly on the market, if you couldn't tell already. And that is a fantastic hold. And affordable eco as well. I like the way that they approach Banana. And holding onto a Sue Flash was huge. They even were able to salvage a smoke grenade, even though the player who was up on the half wall decided to eat the flash, wait for his teammate, Kiyashima, to flash over so that he could maintain control of it. Then they move on up, but Kyo was just too precise with his rifle play. They win Banana, win the rounds at minimal losses. 5 AKs up for Astralis. Early Molotov, we've seen this before.
Right, it's for that reason Device is ready to put down the flames. Extinguish the threat. The deep frag does nothing. Look at this setup from Cloud9, entirely on truck lane.
Yeah, it's not quite the Virtus Pro setup. So the one problem here is the player isn't boosted up on top of the roof. You won't be able to see over a lane smoke, and that's kind of what they're going for with a setup like this. This actually leaves Arch particularly weak. They don't have any information on a hard rotate.
Oh, but Device, he gets himself that first quick kill. It's Kyo caught in the open and a second from Device. All the while, Dupree keeps himself close to the A. Sure, he's dropped, but it's at least damage done. Flusha tries to contain them within the B bomb site because the bomb was a little delayed and it's moving over, but it's here now. Glaive's certainly going to get this plant in.
Yeah, and again, we see this happen so often where Astralis are able to compromise the site so early on. The rotations are completely hamstrung, and then there's no chance here for Cloud9 to overtake this. This is a round one, but again, it's not over. Xyp9x is early on the hunt, making his way through halls, finding a first target, doing a bit of damage. Going to share that information with his team. You know when there's a CT close, there's another one nearby. You can totally expect here now that the Astralis members will expend some of their energy to try to, I don't know, maybe kill him in the pit. I don't think we have an HE, unfortunately. We can't have a fantastic get-right moment, but actually Glaive, he's got it.
Softens up, and then the Molotov burns him out to the open. This is the cleanup crew. Hello, Astralis!
Wow. And that is harder than it looks. That's basically like retaking 2 bomb sites, right? Having to kill these players in exit mode, where they're not even worried about getting map control. They're literally going to pick their favorite spots on the site, sit there. It's the best angles that they've ever worked with. They're all in pit, which is usually pretty good for a CT, and yet they still all go down. So bad sign for Cloud9, great sign for Astralis, and it all comes down to Dupree. It was Glaive last time, it's Dupree this time, and just that fantastic rifle play to get both entries on one site.
So now it's Cloud9 into the spot what Astralis was trying to dodge. Further pistol rounds. Got the jumping pistol of Golden. Dangerous crossback, costs him a lot of life. Hoo, ha.
Clean ecos are the name of the game. Xyp9x here to hold rush. Will he get out patience? He's always in that off angle. You know he's never gonna let you have the first bullet no matter where he's standing.
Follow-up smoke, just trying to clear out these corners. Kyo would love to add another multi-kill to his collection, but no, he is put down. Flusha should be up next, but he retreats.
It's going to be a huge problem for Astralis. They've got to think about, or for Cloud9, excuse me, they've got to think about how they're going to more aggressively approach banana control. If we know Astralis, they're going to take all of that map control, going to run with it every single time. So I'd like to see a round where Kiyashima gets aggressive down the bottom of banana. And if you die in that situation, that's kind of a cost that you've got to be willing to stomach, because it's those risks that'll win you rounds, and they'll also afford you more time in the rotations, which has been a big problem for Cloud9.
Just pistol hunt. Just trying to take down these last few threats, and they're not very big threats at all. Still, add them to the tally. Bag them and tag them and move this one step further.
Yeah. I think we had some King Glaive t-shirts out there. Yeah, and for good reason. One of the hottest pickups, maybe the best roster move of all time. I don't know, it's up there.
I mean, I think Astralis have some of them. You pick up Glaive, you pick up Magisk.
Yeah, completely changed the complexion of the team. It's a totally different lineup. We've never had a lineup that's, in the history of CSGO, we've never had a lineup that doesn't have an identifiably weak player.
Right.
In history. That's never happened before.
It's just all across the board. Like the guns are. Cloud9 back into the investment. We talked about that aggression from Kiyashima possibly being thrown down banana, but it's not going to come this round. That's Astralis straight out the gate.
Yeah, look at this. We've got a lot of early halls presence, and once again, or really executes have really caught Cloud9 off every single time. And they're not in great positions to deal with this. It's usually Pit that you're afraid of. And look at dupreeh. He'll happily take this engagement.
Oh, he spots the head. Twice, in fact. Flusha doubles back just next to the pillar. That's an ump versus an AK. And Flusha's just trying to draw him forward into the player in the corner. Despite Astralis' best efforts getting into this A site, Bomb manages to float its way towards B. So dupreeh just meant to serve as a distraction. But it's an effective one so far. Got the utility being thrown out from Cloud9. They understand that it could be a potential B hit, and all the while, dupreeh's position is going to keep these two counter-terrorists committed to the corners. They cannot move. They are pinned in by him.
Yeah, he found an opening, and he is exploiting it totally.
But
He's even aware of the double bait setup in the site.
Just wants them to peek, Wanders. That's all he's asking for. Instead, he's going to go looking for the frags. He picks up the first one, and it's traded by Zipex. That's the entry they needed, because it happens just as Glaive arrives with Bomb. The plant is down. And so are Cloud9 into a 3 versus 4. I mean, they could risk losing what they have, or you hold on to it for the follow-up. That 10th round's going to be tantalizing, but that's what they needed. Another opening. You're going to see this draw Magisk from mid towards the top. Bomb now halfway gone. And there it is, the blind side off of Magisk's position. That's enough to convince them back. It's Astralis with another round.
You can see why they were tempted to go for it. You know, they had so much life. They were tired of saving. They've tried it before, but Astralis being up in numbers, having the A site, it's one of the hardest sites in the whole game to retake. You can see why they decided to turn tail afterwards. At least retain an op and a rifle. That's something for Cloud9 to take into the next round. Keep it competitive, keep it interesting. But as for Astralis, that's a fantastic play from dupreeh. You know, we'll never see that in a highlight reel or some kind of frag movie, but ultimately his move to take limited information, jump out into pit, hold on to pit, learn that there's 2 players in the site, understand that he saw that Flusha was there and that there might be one more, and then share that information with his team who were working on B simultaneously, call them back and then take the A site. Just all shows you how smart he really is individually. Now we run into round number 10, and Cloud9 will take the 2 guns that they had from the last round, try again with them. It is an op. The op goes down immediately. That's a big find. This nade might explode that gun back towards them, and that's a player who dies on the other side of the map as well.
That's both of the weapons down immediately. You can see how Cloud9, they wanted to throw the op down middle, the AK on Banana. They hope that maybe they could walk away with a 5 versus 3, and instead, it is them that play off the double disadvantage. All the while, Bomb's being called into the B site. Device has this position secured, so as Golden doubles back, he's taken down, and that's most certainly Astralis moving forward. And if they do so with no losses on top of it, that is icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely minimal losses one more time, looking clinical in this match, showing us why they're so good at Inferno. And again, Cloud9 not to be slept on. Again, they are technically in contention, I think, for the finals, potentially. So, a lot of rifles, again, up for Cloud9. What do they do differently? They've tried aggressive things at mid. They've gone for the smoke. They've gone for the Molotov, extinguish it, been very aggressive in that lane. They have not done a lot of banana control. They used weaponized Kiyoshima once. Beyond that, they've fallen back, been victim to Astralis, taking advantage of that. One more time, we see that car Molotov from Device. He snuck out, and he kills Golden as well.
Oh, boy. I mean, you just mentioned it, right? That need for a little bit more of a contest on Banana. Device will be happy to go toe-to-toe with Cloud9. And we've got Automatic back behind the corner. The flash goes high. Now he's activated. Smacks 2, 3. Can he get another? No! It is 1 bullet short. Device stands barely, and Rush now damages up Zipex, so this might be a 2v2, but not if you consider the HP.
Yeah, they're actually making the hot adaptation to go back off of that damage, so Rush has influenced this round more than he realizes. Flush is going to be keen, though. Back in construction, will play the pacifist route and wait for his teammate potentially poke through the smoke, but beyond that, not much else is going to happen. Device on just a sliver of HP will be joined by a teammate who's in the exact same spot.
I mean, there's 2 Molotovs still up for Cloud9, so if they place these properly, if they can find Astralis in these back deep corners, then they're done for. You're not going to have any ability to run up from Banana and try to contest this bomb plant either. It is very much going to boil down to the duels. Astralis, they need to hit utter headshots, and they have the AK-47s to do so. Now, Flusha caught jumping still. He is able to take down Device, and the follow-up frags there from Rush.
Oh my God, they don't have enough time to go for it. Astralis win the round in the 2v2.
It's all on the time!
They tapped it to make us afraid, but that's all they had going for us. Just a little bit of psychological warfare, and now Astralis are officially on fire.
That's ridiculous. They fooled us all. Man, that's a moment where you just have to puff your chest big enough to scare off Cloud9.
And here it is, a fantastic attempt at the hold. Automatic probably had his head in his hands as he watched this 2v2 go down, thinking that he knows he dinked even one more player. Would have absolutely sealed up the round, no questions asked, and somehow Astralis pull out another one. So, back on rifles. Early grenades going back and forth. It's been the same state of affairs for both sides. Smoke pops late and a little bit more damage is dealt than Glaive would like, but it doesn't matter too much. However, this nade, one goes a little bit too high and wide, another does its damage, and Rush is the first player to get a kill.
Right, Device has been so consistently in that one very corner that I'm not surprised to see those frags trying to seek him out. But not enough to take him down. Now he throws his frag. He's met by a smoke grenade, so he loses vision, but gains the ability to cross over. With 1:10 still up and Astralis on fire, you know they're gonna take their time with this one.
Cloud9 are terrified, limited on map control. They don't even have information on mid. They're sitting behind an arch smoke. They're a slave to these rotates, and there's two players in CT. No one here to defend.
Keo has got this high position. He will find Magisk with his back turn, but then it's called immediately, and Zipex nails his head. Next form of defense comes from Golden, rotates over, and he's denied through smoke. Excellent kill from Andreas. Now Flush is just waiting for him to come out because he knows he still has to be pinned in here. It's for that reason that the frag grenade's just thrown forward to soften him up. The HP low for Astralis, but that didn't matter last round either. Trade frag again. It's a 2 versus 2 once more. Flush is trying to duel around the fountain. He's dropped by Zipex. Zipex on for the ace right here, right now. It is just Rush left up, and Zipex knows where he's at. It's a matter of time. Sure, he's taken down, but what has he accomplished? Another round for Astralis, 9-3.
Yeah, they get the 4-piece. Zipex looking so smart there, so intelligent, and so precise. We never talk about his mechanical abilities, but there they shine. You know, he works that fountain, the way that he comes out for the trade, the initial nades as well in response. He does so well under pressure. As they talk about in the pregame content, Andrew's had so many good things to say about him, and they're all definitely true. Here it is, Rush to open up the round, and normally you have a 5v4 result in a round conversion. Here, Astralis make the 4v5 look easy, and it all comes down to this man right here.
God, so consistent, peeking off of every single one of his teammates, trading out efficiently, winning that duel versus Flusha, which could have made such a difference. Because if Flusha catches that kill, then you know Rush is going to be honing in on Banana, where the last man was. So he plays it to a T.
Yeah, he kills second oranges, he can think about Banana, it's a 2v1. Again, a lot of these rounds, they slip by, and it's just a couple of key moments that totally turn the tides, and it's Astralis who are coming out ahead almost every single time. One of the only rounds that Cloud9 have to their name is that 1v1 versus Device on the site, you know, where Kiyoshima had so much more HP than him. That's as close as they get for the most part. Astralis have had a fantastic T-side so far. Cloud9 are looking down the barrel of pistols. One more time, a bunch of deagles. They've got a deco on their hands, and Rush will be the one man to try to deny some entries.
He's one hell of a rifler too. So there'll be no easy feat unless they can just completely avoid him. And right now he is over towards that A site. He's got two teammates ahead of him, one of which here in the form of Automatic, toying with the idea of peeking into Boiler.
Yeah. Let's see if they can get something creative done here. They're you know, lurking around a smoke in a very passive default. They have the same amount of map control that you would if you had 4 rifles in an op. They need to do something tricky. Zipex, I feel like, would have jumped on an opportunity like that. But again, Cloud9 are playing it very safe.
Keo's cut down Glaive with a double kill. So just mowing down these pistol players as expected. Still, they haven't found Rush. And we're gonna hit a point where all Rush wants to accomplish is, again, to get a save. But we've seen Astralis consistently hunt them down round after round. Sure enough, AK hits the dirt. They know exactly where Flush is at. It's a matter of time, and double digits for Astralis already.
Yeah. No, as soon as all of his teammates start dying, Rush's primary objective is just to save for the next round, and they don't even let him do that. So it's a double up adjustment, something that you see in dire straits, or when you've won too many rounds and you need to be more innovative to change things up because you don't know what else you can do. And here's the first of the two situations. Cloud9 have lost a bunch of rounds. They don't know what they need to change up, so they go ahead and get an op. It puts ease on the rotations. It'll make it easier to hold down both sides, even if you lose a man. Well, here's a way to get in the way of a dominant stat like 5v4 rounds, end up winning you the round 80% of the time. You know, if you have an op, that can all change.
It's Golden in the corner that we saw Automatic work with. Device, he's got a Krieg, but all he needs is the Deke. And Automatic drops it back. So it's a 4-on-4, and all the while, Zipex has been sniffing out this A site.
Yeah, he's been the nemesis of Rush. Here, Rush is not actually moving it. Somehow, Zipex finds that in the smoke.
What a cerebral player. I mean, now he's got two teammates coming over. They have the cover of the smoke to get past that op of Flusha. What they don't have is the bomb. It's Magisk who has to go back for it, but shoot enough shots, and you will receive some yourself. Still, just a 3 versus 2. It's not entirely done. Automatic's close enough to throw a wrench in the works, but his teammate's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, this is tough. He's got the op. He wants the smoke to dissipate, but at the same time, he can't stick around. That would have been a crossfire where he dies for sure, and he won't be offered up a kill on default, but they don't have mid control. They don't want to plan for this knowing that he's up at Arch, but at the same time, they've got to figure out a way to clear this out, and they have circumvented the problem of mid by having Magisk cut off the pass at Boiler. So what can they do? Rotation's extremely delayed as usual. We see because they lack information, they haven't decided to make a move, but wow, they are fully intent on going for this, but that's an F1 race car peak if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Dupree just flies by the bomb site. By the time Keo finally gets into position, his teammate's already been put down. Sure. He's now found Zipex on the hunt.
Device just tormenting them with, oh, it's actually Magisk this time.
Just with the Krieg. Oh, but he actually gets away. Kiyoshima's gonna stay up for the time being. Cannot stop that hot streak here from Astralis. It is just way too strong right now.
And that might be important, but it's not a focal point. We're into the last rounds. They don't have any money to buy. You know, they can try to put up whatever they can, but the values are gonna be quite low. I don't know if they actually have managed to pull off Connor being a showman as usual. They don't have the ability. I don't think they can put up 5 rifles, but I might not be good at math, especially not live.
Yeah. Not in front of 12,000 people.
That's when it gets really hard. That's when the most basic addition and subtraction become possible. That's true. Okay, that's not so bad. They've got a FAMAS, they have a Mag 7, but overall they're still competitive. But instead of doing something aggressive, they have recessed into the sights one more time. There they had an idea. They wanted to try to retake Banana once it was taken, but they didn't have a player in position to do that.
Just sneaks his way past the flames. That actually comes off of a teammate's grenade, but then it's met by smoke. This has really been one of Cloud9's only way of delaying the inevitable B hit. Astralis, they've never been deterred by these kinds of deep grenades after this. You know, it's kind of like Cloud9 sit there and just wait for what seems like an eventual hit. But it's a hit that's going to come off a man disadvantage. Good job by Golden in order to get himself that one first kill. And now we get the follow-up volley. Molotov, smoke and flash. It's the cocktail of death. Good peek from Golden, but it's denied by Dupree, and he's just hoping the Flusha peeks into this. Sure, it's traded yet once more. Keo cleared from the corner, and a 2v2 again to close out this first half. Automatic comes in from the back, and all he's got is that Mag 7. Swapping it out to the AK, he's spotted by Magisk, who now takes him down. And Rush rounding the corners. There's 15 seconds left over, and he's just gonna play this quiet. Glaive plants the bomb, so you'd think it's covered by Magisk, and here comes Rush for at least one more round. Cloud9 add a 4th to the board. It's not much, but it's something.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That was a pretty nice 1v2. He's not too enthusiastic about this considering how daunting the scoreline still is, but that was a cool play. And he knew that that bomb was going to be covered. He picked his first target, and he did it deliberately. Made sure to take out the banana player first, and then work on the bomb afterwards. Very smart stuff from Rush. As we move into the second half, it's daunting, but it's not over. Cloud9 could still come back into this. Not that anybody here wants that. But not that anyone here wants that, but they could still do it. They could still do it. It's going to be 4 armors up for Zipix. Does he buy anything? Does he even need nades? Oh, he's going to go ahead and get that late round armor purchase in as well. A couple of nade sets from Cloud9. HE grenades the most interesting.
2 of them bank off the wall, and Zipex wants nothing to do with it. Look at this push from Astralis. They're going to come up from behind so quickly, so swiftly, that Automatic doesn't find himself safe. Zipex on the cross, catches Rush through the sky, and Golden may reside behind the boxes. He's got the element of surprise, but he can't connect the shots fast enough for a multi-kill. It's only 1 for him, and Magisk so quickly coming around these corners just wants to clear out any of these players from the oranges. It is just Keo left. That one's easy. And in fact, 2 more of these Astralis players are on incredibly low health. Because they bought into the Kevlar, they don't have a kit, so they have to stick it. And in doing so, they'll take this round. That is Astralis with a 12.
What can you say? The teamwork's pristine. They look effective as they rejoice, jumping on their teammate's head on the defuse. Really just soaking this moment up, and that is definitely a critical one. And it could be a good way to end the tournament with a strong victory here. So Dupree busting up the noob tube. Always a sight for sore eyes. Would love to see how he's going to use this one.
Good old XM 1014 hits the floor.
So you can terrorize the halls, you can work it going down banana. There's a lot of ways teammates can support you in embarrassing your opponents and making a ton of money while you do it. And look at this, everyone's so careful. So many headshots. They were just covering each other carefully, and now there's new Magisk who actually gets taken out early. Cloud9 get another 5v4.
Incredibly quick. Automatic rounds the smokes, the shotgun's up, and the 12 gauge downrange. Keo's gonna try to clear him out from the back, but Dupree has managed to escape.
Yeah, finding his way as the hall might be a good move.
What if he finds Golden? What an opportunity. Check your right. Not gonna happen. All the while, Rush clears out that one player who rotates off Arch, and it's Cloud9 with another, immediately coming into this with a bounce back off Astralis' pistol win.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. They were able to surmise that. Automatic took matters into his own hands, got very aggressive at top mid, running directly through a smoke, cracking open the crossfire from both sides, and just allowing his teammates to have free roam over the halls and all of A site. Dupree's information, even though he got that damage in, because his position was known, there was really very little chance that he was going to be able to make some kind of hero play, and instead tried to delay as long as he could, but Golden took him out quickly. Just pistols for Astralis on the back foot, but they've been here before. Golden low is going to be shaking his head, taking that extended engagement. Again, bomb left, far back. There's not immediate plans here for the terrorists.
Ooh.
That could be huge.
It's not the first swift headshot from Astralis either this round. Check out Golden's HP.
Yeah, he's looking a little worse for wear.
Another duel. This time it's Cloud9 to pick it up without any further losses. Rush almost caught off guard by Magisk's close proximity. But now it looks like an inevitability, Cloud9 to add a 6 to the board.
Yeah, Rush got there in the end. A couple of kills were a little bit labored, but on top of Golden losing his health. Overall, they only dropped 1 player in total. They even managed to find a Vice to close this round out. It's just Glaive left alone in Banana, but he has got a friend waiting for him at the half wall. Who wins this engagement? We'll soon find out.
I feel like it's flushes, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter. That's what he lives for sure. And Astralis will shrug that off. They can move on now. They are still not good economically speaking, but it's always good to see what they can pull off on ecos. They can be quite creative at times. And let's see here. 6 rounds the difference. great opportunity. Anytime a team is low on nades, go for a B hit. Take top banana control early, try to cause a stir in the rotations. CTs will be very fickle in these moments, and they'll easily hightail it with their teammates, go overstack a site, and so a simple fake, a light one, a smoke, a flash, just one body, and that can be all it takes to get 5 of the CTs in the wrong site.
Oh, he's robbed, but he's not. Rush electrocuted by Dupree, who then comes back for more second servings off of Boiler Door. And while Flusha may put down the smoke to curb off any rotation, it does seem like Astralis are going to get into position swift enough. Okay, Dupree's not here. He's the one with that Mac 10, but Zipex has the element of surprise. Are you kidding? He's almost got himself a second kill, but Magus takes the high road. And it does still fall into the 2 versus 2. This is doable, but it would come out of nowhere. A couple of tasers and USPs. Look at the damage that's already been done. It's just gonna take another kill.
Oh my God.
And it's gonna fall onto Dupree. He started it off. Can he finish this one? Coming out to the back is automatic, damaged even more. 12 health is all he has left.
Look at that. He knows he has him locked in. He can get a head start on the rotation instead of taking the engagement, which might have been fair. Automatic is stuck there. He's waiting. He doesn't know if he can re-aggress towards B. Actually going to go ahead and take a hint, knowing that Dupree has made some kind of next-gen play and will go ahead and try to plant the bomb. 19 seconds left. You know he's committed to B here. Just wants to make sure that Dupree hasn't stuck around or been extra sneaky, but he is correct about this, and Dupree has to hightail it back. What a play by Automatic.
Right, but now put yourself in Automatic's shoes. He's gonna be second guessing where has he got off to. He tried to clear banana, didn't go all the way in. But if Dupree's gonna find this, then he's gonna have to play it swiftly because the bomb's already about halfway ticked and he doesn't currently have on a kit. Molotov, not gonna burn him into the open. So it's Automatic over towards the coffins. Dupree's getting a little scared here, a little wild. Automatic drawn out. Doesn't see the defuse, and now he knows this is gone. But what an excellent round from Astralis nonetheless. They make it cost efficient.
Yeah,
Good thoughts by Automatic to just chill here at the B-bomb site and pick up this round.
Yeah, we talk about these 1 in 1,000 USP rounds, but I swear to God, they're happening more often than not, especially here at Blast, and it's making for some exciting rounds no matter what the economic standing of a team is. Of that round with the bomb plants and Automatic being able to find whatever spot he wanted to, I feel like, you know, the confidence for him to go back is what really sealed it up.
Has to be so tempting to just tuck tail and run to the A-bomb site.
So finally we get to see Device opping in the second half on CT side. That'll be the focal point for me.
Whoa, aggression straight out of Astralis. They're gonna go charging to the bottom of mid, and Dupree's caught out, but it's traded efficiently by Device. Here comes Golden. Not gonna find anything other than 1.
Yeah, it is 2 for 2, and this might be the Device show. What a flick.
Denies anything further for Cloud9 within the apartments, but he does fall back. So Rush is gonna go through the smoke, and he's gonna try to find some timing here. Device's back is turned. This could cost him his life, and it most certainly does. 1 bullet puts him down. Magus called back into action, sees the player, and how?
That's the question we always ask ourselves with Magus. Rush, 1v2. Let's see what you got, baby. You've got a little bit of utility. You've got all the life in the world. You have info on 1 player. How are you going to play this? How are you going to find your first fight? It's going to be a little bit of aggression towards Boiler. 2 players here. 1's low, however.
But does he expect the second? You wouldn't think so. Magus gonna round the corner now, and Rush, oh, he turns back just in time. A double headshot to win out on the round, and we are slowly watching this lead trickle down round after round. It is 8-12. And it's not a good spot for Astralis to be economically.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're in round 5, man. Let's make it crazy. So Cloud9 look very good there. And sometimes it's a clutch. That's all it takes to get the momentum back a little bit, get the confidence in. And look at this round from Rush. It's not only those 2 kills at the end, but the first one to kill Device with that fantastic flick was a monster in the round. But one way to neutralize a player that good is to shoot them in the back. And he found a way to do it. Even almost got caught off guard. Magus had no choice but to walk. And here it is. Golden actually opens up the round. Banana Control has been stubbed once again.
Deep grenade to follow suit, but that's in and of itself enough to convince Astralis into the safety of their bomb site. Got Dupree towards the cross. We've got Device next to the coffins. Again, it's this contact, but once more, it's Cloud9 cutting through it swiftly. And the bomb's in tow.
It's looking somewhat safe now. They can go ahead, get the bomb down. Zipix and Magisk are here to lurk around. They've always been quite tricky with the pistols, but there's not a lot of options for them to work with. And once again, it comes down to that early banana control. At least on the T side, Cloud9 have been abusing that. We didn't see that so much in the first half.
Nice to see, though, that they can recognize the importance of it, right? That's what Astralis used against them, so... They go toe-to-toe, and it's Cloud9 on fire. For the first time this map.
Yeah, we saw that from Astralis in the first half. Surprised to see Cloud9 be able to pull that off. That is a pretty fantastic thing to think about. And it's not something that I would have realized without knowing that they have officially caught on fire. They've won 5 rounds in a row. So, off Trade's hands. Automatic has been impactful with this. He's found openings round and round again. Dupree getting aggressive at mid once, got taken down. Over on Banana, he's made plays.
Ooh, they're gonna charge right through this smoke. Flush up. It's gonna find them blind. Excellent timing on the utility there from Cloud9. I'm surprised to see Astralis just gun through the smoke so swiftly, but they really want to contest Banana. Makes sense. We've talked about how it was the issue for them in the most recent of rounds.
Yeah, no shame in dying once or twice, but here there are mechanical failures for Astralis they've got to be concerned about. Cloud9 have been capitalizing this time. I think was it Golden to actually get that kill. No issue at all. So top mid has been encroached upon. Glaive in the cubby might be a powerful position. Seems like Cloud9 wants something to do with this, but he's here to fall back. No flash to go over. He will throw a nade in response.
And he gets his M4 out just in time, but there was too many targets. You could see his attention drawn in both directions. And then another duel's picked up here to the favor of Cloud9. They are just tearing through Astralis, player after player, hitting up this A site for absolutely free. Other than the damage versus Flusha at the beginning of the round,
yeah,
and a tidbit versus Automatic, it is Cloud9 through and through.
Damn, they're going to work just as hard as they'll need to versus any team versus Cloud9 today. They are looking sharp as ever. Again, tough road for them, you know, having to have Golden be sick, but then come back so strong today is a really good sign, obviously. And we definitely, above all else, want good CS, so I'm happy to see it. Let's make a game of it. And this is going to be a big problem for them. So Astralis, you know, the way that they're approaching Banana, it's kind of dry. As you mentioned, it looks like nobody's blind, and they are relying on flashes that you can't always count on when you throw them high over the wall. Sometimes it's easy to dodge. Sometimes you can just use the wall to dodge them. Sometimes you dodge them, you don't even realize. And maybe that means that they need to pair them with extra flashes. Maybe they need to, instead of aggressing on those spots with people, use Molotovs to the left corner, use one for logs as well, make it safe, make Cloud9 fall out of Banana first, and then go overtake it. But right now, the way that they're approaching it is a little bit risky, and it's kind of flagrant with the way they're throwing bodies at it. So the other option that I like to see quite often, we saw Cloud9 attempt once in the first half, was let the other team take top Banana. Then once they take top Banana, throw a flash for the retake, and then have all of your CTs come down Banana, isolating a single player, recovering a gun, so on and so forth. Mr. Molotov out to Car. Again, it's just pistols here for the defending team.
Ooh, but they're spotted. Golden finds the kneecap wide, then doubles down onto Device. So, once more, just tearing through these pistols, and Cloud9 have done so very efficiently, even in the gun rounds, Mohan.
Even on the gun rounds.
Keep so many players up at the end, a jumping dink, why not? But it is Cloud9 to extend this momentum for at least another round.
Looking at just as clean on their anti-egos as their opponents. Over 10K on 4 players before people start buying here in round 24. That is a sign of opulence if I've ever seen one. There is a full buyout. Device once again will have this opportunity to pull out the AWP. Don't think Automatic has bested him quite yet. We've also seen a spot of brilliance from Device, a really nice flick being hit, quite a wide and fast one, and I hope to see more. We definitely want him to be weaponized as much as possible, even though saving ops is crucial. When you're losing rounds like this, they've got to be more proactive.
Whoa, so fast. They find them turning back just in time. You saw those CTs trying to keep their eyes away from being blinded. All the while now, we've got Cloud9 rapidly trying to get their feet into A. But the defenders here seem well prepared, well versed. Device on the site turns his back. That's going to cost him at the very least. It pushes all the pressure onto Dupree and Glaive. At the very least, Cloud9 have gotten themselves back into even keel, but you can hear the tension. The server goes silent. Dupree burned out into the open. Doesn't spot the body just beneath. Magisk is there to trade, but at what cost? He's on a quarter health. Can't manage to handle Kiyashima, so it is all on Zipex. The clutch meister. And he's already got his footing closer to the bomb site. If he can pop Kiyashima instantly, then this retake is on. He's gonna lay down the smoke. This does open up an opportunity for him to move forward. Tries to go for the spam, and the bomb's now halfway gone. Automatic, he just fired off. That's gonna be information. Zipex is honing in on him, but he just can't get the damage. There's another for Cloud9.
Damn, and that round was the most strategically intriguing round that I think we've seen so far, where they created a honeypot for Astralis at top banana. They used that pacifist setup to lure somebody in. They threw the grenades to make it seem like they'd be aggressive. They've seen that Cloud9 were winning those duels, so they tried to bait them in, but instead, there's three people there versus the one of Cloud9, and all the while they're attempting to take the other side at the same time, getting a stranglehold on all of brackets, getting that initial frag, and then when they get control of it, isolating the two players, slowing it down, and waiting for them to make a mistake. And it's crazy that, you know, Cloud9 are not only hitting shots, but they're being very cerebral about the rounds, and they're making Astralis look like they're potentially could lose this match, which would absolutely blow my mind.
I feel like the mistakes we saw in the previous round aren't normally ones that Astralis will make. I mean, Glaive walking out of library door uncontested, just so caught off guard. But at least they have established a man advantage and softened up Flusha.
Yeah, they've got a man in the watchtower in the halls to peek out into alt to see if there's anybody who's going to cross the mid, and that's going to initiate the rotates, but they were a bit too late.
Yeah, they already know Glaive is here now. He's residing and hiding back behind the new box. He's got a couple of teammates coming in off of the spawn, and he does buy time long enough for a distraction. But what good is that? Well, Magisk, he's picked up an AK-47. He's going to be coming barreling down Banana, where currently there is no after plant position for Cloud9. They've only just planted. They anticipate the coffin hop. Device sneaks out through the side of the smoke, and that's got to raise questions. Oranges are clear. So they know that they're in the back of the bomb site, and with Magisk picking up that duel, this looks that much more likely. He's gonna have himself a good chance at finding a head into the back of the dark corner. Device now, he could just spray them both down. No, he can't. 12 bullets, not enough. That is Cloud9 with a lead.
The fabled double emo setup comes through one more time for North America. A pretty solid round. Oh yeah, can actually rule out Sweden. We're 2/3 here for...
That's true. Very true.
But yeah, once they had information here on Glaive, they easily picked him apart. Then in the afterplan spots, picked all of the creepy little angles that somebody could abuse, made sure to cover them, and here the double player setup to make sure that the trade is inevitable.
Back to the action
killed
with
on the
buy.
leaping CZ. And now let's contrast that. Let's see what Astralis do here. CT side, they've went for the aggressive banana play, but they got worried.
It's that two-man setup in the apartments where the Opera and the Rifler both look on each side. Gets them a double-man advantage, and now that is held onto. Smoke in the face of Flusha. He's just going to try to trudge through it. Down he goes, and this looks like Astralis have had enough. Looking to put out the flames of Cloud9's on fire state.
I've lost track of how many rounds in a row it's been, but finally Astralis put a stop to it. They get 4. They keep the op, and they let Automatic have to think about saving with a minute up. So, much different affair at this point. And I wonder, can Astralis do that again, however? You know, they were able to get them into that banana hole they've been looking for this whole time. They've been fishing for it.
Right. And the setup they had in the apartments, that's not something that's going to work every round. Oof. Device drops the op into the hands of Automatic. This gives his life that much more value, but he is denied anything further. So Astralis, the moment they lose their lead, it is regained instantly.
Yeah, and they had so much money to work with that was a, you know, a play that he could go for. Why not? They can rebuy that op into this round. It's still Astralis who have to worry. I think it's tougher for them here. So 2 ops actually. Zipex is going to be picking one up as well. It's not often that you see this. Okay, there we go. That's making a little bit more sense. Yeah. Just drop it because he had a little bit more money than his teammate. So here it is, the ADR is on the board. between 670 and 80 is like all pretty fine. You know, that does allude to how tight this score line is. There's no real surprises here, are there?
At the end of the first half, we had Glaive and Device that much more ahead of the rest of the team, and now it's a much more equalized state. Everybody on Astralis is going to have to be putting in the hard work if they want to take this map over the line.
This is pretty intense. This is pretty intense. I can't tell you what Cloud9 will try this round. I think that should be worrying for Astralis. It's clear they have an affinity for B. I can't imagine that's going to be out of the menu for the next 3 rounds, but if they do it now, I think that'd also be surprising. Again, I think Astralis got outplayed last round. They rotated a little bit early.
Ooh, it's automatic hunting for that pick. Can't find it immediately.
They've just been communicating with grenades these past few rounds. From the bottom to the top of Banana. In the form of damage. And that's all C9 need to do. They push them back. They've denied information. There's no info on mid. How are they going to have rotations? Astralis are pulling off a gamble rotate right now because they're so limited, because they've been so hamstrung in terms of holding on to Banana early on in the round. 2 players here on the right side of the site. If there's any kind of arch split that happens, Astralis will have no idea how to help their teammates.
They're just going to have to bunker down into the pit, cross their fingers and lock it down. But sure enough, it's off of the utility that the rotate is called over. It's not thrown within the bomb site itself, but Device at least in library. And then Zipex within the arch. Yeah. You can see still these T's grouping up, clumping, and waiting for their chance to strike, but all the while keeping eyes back towards Banana. That's where Glaive is alone. And now he feels discomfort, so he is going to call for at least one player to double back. We've seen this before. It's a 3-man hit from Cloud9 into the A site possibly, and then they try to sneak that bomb into B, but they are really cutting it down to the wire. 20 seconds left. At Astralis, they're not going to know which side actually has that bomb in stow.
Oh my god, there's not much time left over. Bomb has to go knife out into the site. 2 players in here. Dupree has to deliver. He gets the first kill. Can he do another? The headshot's not in. He's
Device now over the side. The bomb plant just in time. Rush has this, but Astralis are a man above. The smoke at the feet is going to slow things down, and they have to find a way to jump through this, to get through this temporary defense. Flusha all the while has just cut down another kill, and it's the nade from Rush to do it. Glaive has to lead by example, and he swaps over to the FAMAS. It's going to be Flusha the first point of contest, or does he hide? Now he's popped up. He's spotted the head. The second fighter's there. Still Flusha toying with his food, and Glaive looks to double back. He can't manage it. Cloud9 with a 14th round.
And a round lead. Oh. And Astralis looked discombobulated at best. I mean, even Cloud9 there only had 10 seconds to get from top mid with the bomb, knife out into sight, no time to clear angles. They still manage it. They kill 2 players on the site. Dupree does his damnedest, but can only get 2, and that's not enough to make up for the amount of players that were coming onto him. So it was close. It was close in those last few moments. It came down to a 1v2, but overall, Cloud9 gamed the rotations extremely well. They ended up having them go back from a 4-1 setup to the 3-2 that they were looking for. So tactically, they got what they wanted out of the round. That initial entry coming out so quickly is what locked it up. Yeah, Rush is cleaning up at the end. The spray and the nade and Flusha in such a strong position. Glaive just out of panic pulls out the op to see if he can get the lucky wall bang. But that doesn't come through, and Cloud9 are just 2 away from actually winning this entire map. Nothing from the first half would have told you this was possible. 4-11 to start things off. 2 rounds in the second half for Astralis.
If there is any time that Astralis needs to hear you, Copenhagen, I think this is it. Let us hear it. You know your team can do this. You know they make comebacks happen.
Absolutely, rifles or not, there's always hope. Glaive with the kit and the armor, and once again, they're playing it safe, playing it far back. There's 2 players that can be isolated, always dangerous to go into halls with rifles, but Cloud9 are running that risk. Will Dupree get frisky? Will he find a pistol kill?
Listen, we've seen him do it before. And he's actually been able to convince 1 player out. Now he knows, but he's not going to take his chances. As long as they maintain this 5 versus 5 with grenades, Launders, then I think they're all right. It's once those kills start to come in whether through a trickle or a flurry, that things then get tricky.
Seen it happen. Bomb again, left all the way back in pit. Device gonna see this Molotov, alert his teammate. Smoke goes down on Banana. Will the rotates come out? Is it even gonna be an A play? We don't know yet. And I feel like Cloud9 came close to losing a round previously because they let the time tick down. Will this be one of them?
At any moment, Kiyashima could just come scouring into the bomb site. It's Magis beneath them. Remember that one UMP, the only gun picked up by Astralis.
A late smoke and they have to make a panic rotation back to A.
It's gonna be, again, a hectic situation. Magis is gonna be tested. He finds himself that first kill. He's lost the bomb site, but the bomb's now cut off. Device! He's got it! It's 8 seconds left and there's nothing they can do! Astralis not out yet!
They've actually managed it. We're 14-14. Time's low. Kiyoshima is in the pit and all the fans are on their feet. They did it with pistols. They even hedged their bets. They didn't fully invest. I don't think they saved a little bit, and they've got some left over after that round, that fat round win bonus. And here's Magis get that opening, very important kill, and Device to catch the bomb, as you mentioned, cutting him off at the pass. Time in the orange, and then that was all she wrote.
And they're back in with a bye. They have everything they could ask for in order to succeed. It may take 30 rounds, but either of these rosters, Mohan, still in contention for what is a victory in round 5.
Oof. This could be where it begins and ends. Cloud9 have had a huge round conversion off of their 5v4s in this map on Banana.
Molotov convinces Device back.
You have to imagine they're shook. They're nervous. They're sweating. They saw themselves lose a round when the pressure was on just now.
If I'm Cloud9, I'm most certainly nervous. How can you not be? Fans on their feet. The cheers looming. And the bomb still dropped. Automatic's gonna eat a flash. And this is just Astralis kind of poising themselves, showing a little bit of presence here so that Cloud9 can't get too much for free. When you're nearly winning back-to-back rounds in the last 15 seconds, then you know Astralis are trying to set a trend, trying to hold them back long enough. And the moment Automatic gets a little too curious, extends on his foray.
Oh, they saved a smoke again.
And that's gonna push it down to the wire yet once more, but Golden's found himself an opportunity to hit this bomb site. It is all on Device. He's blinded, and he's got him back round the corner. Now the bomb plant, you'd think that's there, but Astralis are so hot on their heels. It's a 4 versus 2, and they're gunning for a 15th round at the very least. There it is, falling onto Kiyashima. And Astralis, they're just gonna keep gunning forward here. Kiyo, he has no cover. He's working between a rock and a hard place, finding the depths of this bomb site. A cold, unwelcoming place to be. Kiyashima's dinked and down. It's Astralis with a 15th round.
They make it happen. They finally do it. They get that 5v4. They lock it up at the end. When the most pressure was on, they turn up. Absolutely looking fearsome now.
Just one more to go. This was the first kill. It started it all off. Automatic had just enough space between the smoke and the flames. But his life still stripped straight away.
There it is. Glaive not caught off guard at the first or second kill. No problem. 3-piece on this round. And Astralis are the ones looking like a snack.
And it all ends here, folks. Round 30 is upon us. A double op setup from Astralis, and early grenade damage from them as well. Smoke to the face of Golden, no angle for him. Still duels unfolding elsewhere. And it's Automatic with enough spacing, but it's a double kill from Astralis. And they're gonna lock down this 4 versus 3. Device still keeps eyes up in mid, hunting another target.
He's actually holding his ground. There's a player close by. This could be a very demanding flick. Could be too difficult. Will he sit and be patient? We'll soon find out. If this player in Halls needs to try to even up, you know he's tempted. All the while, Golden, smoke in hand, will make his position known. Will it be a small fake or will he commit?
Smoke's there, and it does elicit the Molotov back in response. Device still ready. And recall, not too long ago, it was him with that CZ that locked down the entirety of mid. They're gonna double back, and yes, they have been softened. It's another duel for Zipex. There it is, the kills are his! And there's just one player left. Trying to work into the bomb site is Flusha, a legendary player, but he faces a legendary team. Astralis take it to the distance. This 30th round could be theirs. They can taste it.